Hello?
Shut up! Yes, it's live, you jerk! We're going live. This is, of course, Fully Charged, the podcast with Sal, Cbear, and of course, we are introducing today DJC. If you guys didn't get that memo, it was on Team Fortress TV. I mean, it was like everywhere, wherever we posted. So, hopefully, you're following a little bit. But we've got
you posted 2 places, Sal.
Reddit and Team Fortress TV. That's various
Only
places.
2 places on the internet.
DJC told us he was going to get a webcam, but that's happening later. So, today, of course, we have a picture tomorrow. So if we had timed this, I guess, a little bit differently, maybe we wouldn't have a picture of 2 guys kissing. But that's exactly what DJC wanted us to display. So, Cbear, why don't you give us a rundown of like what we might start off talking about today and how the format's changed?
Well, usually we would have the introducing the guest time, since we're having DJC. I like what you did. I just loaded it. Follow on Twitter, SalTF2. Visit Team
I didn't do it. It was Memphis. Memphis rocks.
Oh, I thought that was like another screen capture part that you just...
No, that was all Memphis. I was just like, hey, do this. And he goes, oh, let me add the seat, Sal. We'll get into it later.
Well, what we discussed between you and I, trying to make the conversation part, where we just kind of cover broad topics. Sometimes, we do like the soldier episode or the spy episode. We get kind of cram ourselves into a tinier box than I think we should, especially as we keep going on. We're just going to run out of things to talk about. So kind of covering a broader scope of things is good for the first part, and then we can bring the guests in and just talk about them and really interview them. It's funny because they're both in the call right now, Mile High Militia and Kapow, and Mile High has a webcam on, and sometimes it'll go back to him, and he's just sitting there like... He's like, I really wish I was talking right now. But that's fine. They will be on, and then we'll talk about their teams and stuff, and it'll be good. So you actually are going to put them on there?
Yes. You saw that, right? It
yeah,
works.
we all did. What was that?
I know. I just wanted to show you because we got like a double. Isn't that awesome? It's awesome, right? My Memphis Vaughn helped us with the images. It's great.
Told everybody because he came up for like a moment and then they brought him back. To I see what you did.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do? We're gonna talk about everything. I guess one thing that comes to mind already is the Highlander finals, which took place. DJC played in the 3rd place game, which I heard was awful. And we can talk to him why he's so bad at TF2. And then of course the season starting. I am kicked off this week, and next week we have Invite starting up. In fact, we can talk about our first. ESCA Orange Cast. We finalized that bitch, and it's going to be good. But we can
tell
talk
you what,
about
though. I think that the ESCA invite thing especially will be good to lead into the guests. But before we do that, maybe we should get into Sevo as well. But let's talk UGC first. I think UGC is going to be a good topic because DJC is right here. How was that match, DJC?
We all off-classed, and it was really bad.
Okay.
I think we played via... First off, nobody was clear on the rules. Because there's apparently some rule that says that the playoffs are going to be like, instead of playing 2 halves of each map, you play like 1 half.
Didn't they post that like 4 days before the matches?
I don't have a clue. All I know is that it got to 3-0 in favor of bonus points on Viaduct, and we were like, we don't really want to play this anymore because we're getting destroyed. So you can just have the win. And then we went to Granary and we got to half, and we were like, you know what? We don't care if there's a second half. You can just have the win again because we were down 4-1.
You didn't feel like it was going to be a comeback?
Not really. I didn't want to heavy any. Basically, I didn't want to heavy anymore because if
Why
you
not?
watch my, because as Highlander heavy, I spent the vast majority of my time aiming at a 45-degree angle into the heavens, hoping that a soldier would descend down upon me at some point so I could shoot him, and that kind of made me hate my life a little bit more than I should have. So I did that for like 6 weeks, and I was like, okay, well. We're probably going to have to change things up next season, because Tangerine's going to have a way different lineup for next season if they continue on.
What?
So let's try some things out. And I played demo, and we had Foster on Heavy, and Nomadic was on Engineer and Scout, and Downpour switcher them at some point, and I don't remember.
Was everybody on the same page, like, hey, let's all not try, or are there people like...
We started off trying. Yeah, we started off trying. We're not good at trying. Like, we were very bad at trying, and it ended badly. Like, our Ubers were just god-awful. Like, something you would see out of 2007 TF2.
Yeah, sorry about that. So, bonus takes 3rd place is kind of the takeaway.
Yes.
They're good, by the way. They were the ones who introduced us, gorgeous gamers, to the cruel reality of Highlander, which is that we were going to get owned.
And apparently they're going to have a significantly changed roster for next season because apparently Pudding Cup the Pyro will probably not play. Hey the Spy will probably not play. There might be a few other changes.
Those are big changes.
Yeah, those would be 2 big losses.
Pudding Cup, of course, they're strategists, right? And Hay is like an amazing spy.
Hay is like the greatest spy I've ever played against, and Puddin is cool as hell. I don't know anything about what he does in TF2. He plays Pyro. It doesn't matter.
Cbear.
I'm setting up my Twitter. Hello. Part of the ESEA deal, by the way, they sent us this email where we have to fill out all this cool stuff, and by cool stuff I mean crap. And we have to make a Twitter and like also like a bio. They want headshots and all this stuff. So I was making my Twitter and I was laughing at how stupid it looks, and it's really good. But you can follow me at Cbear TF2.
Cbear TF2. Okay. All right. Yeah, I just realized my stream title is wrong. I haven't even checked it, and I can't because of my setup today. I literally can't do anything about it. I don't have my stream chat open, so it was a little rushed. I'll give you that. So I apologize, but that's the way the cookie bounces.
People don't understand how busy you are, Sal. You're a busy man. That's his white business shirt he's wearing, scratching his eyes because he's tired.
No, because they're allergic. Actually, it's not because I'm tired. The big match on Monday, of course, was the Invite Highlander. It was awesome. I casted it. It's pretty good. I mean, the Syndicate, you know, they still looked like the big monster roly team. It was like
pretty close, though, wasn't it? 2-1.
I mean, depends on your definition of pretty close.
What both sides?
One map was pretty close, and that was Gravel Pit, and that was the one that MTS won. Huh. And then the other 2 maps looked much better for the Syndicate. Much better.
So you casted it with Duder. I had it open, but I wasn't paying that much attention to it. So, like, what was you said that the Syndicate clearly the better team, I guess?
Yeah, and that's the way it looked all season. I mean, Hein said that was the best fight that they had gotten all season. It was, in fact, it makes sense because it's the only map they've ever dropped all season. Was on Gravel Pit. So, that's cool. But that's, I mean, we've just crowned a champion, and basically we almost crowned them in the same way that we crowned Mix-Up at last ESEA LAN. It was like, oh, practically undefeated. You know, you guys are the champions. What happens now? You know, is somebody going to offer a credible challenge next season? Who knows?
Well, it sounds like Bonus, which was kind of like, I heard it explained to me like they were the LG to Syndicate's Mix-Up, so kind of like, you know, the challenger, but they never quite did it. If they're going to be worse, I mean, I don't know. I mean, have you heard anything out of the Syndicate? Like, are they going to still be like this really good? Is Ruin going to still just destroy nerds next season?
You know, I hope that the Syndicate stays together exactly as they are. And I hope that the rest of the teams can make significant roster changes and bring the competitive level up to the Syndicate's level. Because if you had 2 teams on the level of the Syndicate, like, every time they played each other, I would cream my pants. It would be great games. So,
well, Sal, we definitely want that to happen, so get on it.
I think that the one change that is apparently definitely happening with Syndicate is Hein is being cut.
He's being cut or is leaving? Isn't it his team?
Being cut. It is not his team. This is Stabby's team.
That's true.
And Valen's.
Stabby and Valen. So, why is he being cut? Is there any drama behind that?
Apparently it's down to personality issues. But apparently in-game play is not the deciding factor, even though many people criticize Hein's Mediking and Highlander, but it's... TMP, I know, said on TF2 today that he would never play in a team with Hein again. Apparently, as Shanny1213 just said in chat, Hein gets angry fast.
How can you get angry if your team just raffle destroys everybody you play? Isn't that kind of like, you know, what are you getting mad about?
Yeah, you know, when I first started playing Highlander Medic, we weren't destroying anybody. But even so, it's like every time you die, it's just a little bit more grating. Because there's so many different ways to die in Highlander. I can understand getting angry really fast in Highlander as a medic.
I expected Sal to recount this story. I was watching back before Sal was famous.
Oh, I put a video on my YouTube, right?
It wasn't on your YouTube. I was watching. You were playing lobbies with some Euro people, and you were playing, I think, demo, and you were like on Granary second point, and you were trying to push in, and your medic was just some random lobby player who was completely new to the game, and he wouldn't Uber you, and Sal pulled a Hein and just screams out, "Just fucking Uber me, you fucking piece of shit!" Like his voice.
I don't even remember this, but okay.
This happened probably a month after your very first ever cast when you were casting Water Vapor, and I just saw it randomly on your Twitch and I laughed my ass off. Like Sal's voice rose up at the end and just broke, shattered as it hit the atmosphere.
That does sound like something I would do.
I want to. Hey, stream chat, find this video for me.
It's probably not there anymore. Twitch deletes all your old videos unless you like deliberately click save. I might have deliberately clicked save. You never know. Maybe the stream chat can go find it. That'd be cool. I'm not watching it though, so you guys are gonna have to keep me honest here. That's Cbear and DJC.
Such a nice guy. No, I can't picture him raging like a wee by.
Oh, I do it. I do it.
Yeah. Right. So, who's going to be the replacement for Hein? They're taking applications. Could I do it? Could Sal do it? Sal wants to do it.
No.
No.
Yeah. I don't have the time to play on a plat team, dude.
That's right. They do scrim, which is impressive considering how good they are.
Apparently, they only scrim. Hein said this. They scrim like twice a week, if that. So I think Sal could pull it, man.
Yeah. Unless it's like Wednesdays and Thursdays.
So, all right, let's rate the
work.
season then. How was this season in Highlander? Because it's the first one I've ever paid attention to, and it seemed like I would have told you that Syndicate would probably win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they did. The invite players kind of got destroyed, and they did.
That's
Is it a good season? Like, I mean, we were so pumped up. That was actually the reason why Fully Charged started, because we saw all the teams in Highlander, and I was like, damn, it's like 5,000 people, Sal. We should try to make a show and try to, bridge the gap between Sixes and Highlander.
Did we do it?
Yes. No. I mean, when we give out hats, then we
of course, you still get all kinds of, mud being slung on the TF2 forums every time somebody makes a Highlander thread, but yeah, it'll get there, I think. It was a good season. And I want the next season to be better. I want there to be more like, even level clashes at the top of Platinum. But it was definitely a good season. And one thing that I think makes it good is in past seasons, and maybe I just haven't paid enough attention or didn't know enough, but in past seasons, I felt like it was actually pretty hard to predict who was going to win a game. Maybe the metagame has gotten to a point now where it's like, look, this team is really good. This team is, this tier. You can actually identify tiers of Highlander teams, which is something people have been able to do for Sixes forever. So I could just be talking out of my ass here, but that's...
No, I think you're right. I'm not as familiar. You've been casting it a lot longer. You've been around it a lot longer. But I've heard some people say that it was kind of a letdown season, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
it depends on whether you're on the Syndicate or not, right?
That's right. If you're on the Syndicate. Is that what the opinion is, though, guys? Like, is it like... Because a lot of people were really pissed off at Mix-Up this last season because they're just too good. Is there Syndicate hate? Is like... F those guys, they're too good. Kill teams and hurt nerds.
I don't think there was any of that. Like, people got mad that they couldn't beat the Syndicate, but I don't think anyone had the Mix-Up thing. Like, people were blaming Mix-Up they were like, Mix-Up's going to destroy ESEA, TF2, and North American TF2. Everyone's going to die. It's like...
They were saying that. I think I said
probably
that.
Not.
Nah,
you said that?
Nah.
Yeah. Good call, Bear.
I mean, like who actually quit? I don't think very many people did after the season.
No,
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a bigger let off. I mean, Mix-Up is when we wind up. We'll talk more about Invite and stuff, but Mix-Up, they look really good still. Sal, I was watching them scrim, and they're just as powerful.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as good as they were, but they don't have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've changed their lineup significantly and are still better than every other team, by most of them by a wide margin. And I think that's what Syndicate's going to do. I mean, even if they replace Ruin, if he leaves and they get some other high-level scouts.
That's a loss, though. I mean, like...
Yeah.
Like, Ruin on Scout, like, some of the numbers that he was pulling in those matches, like, I do a view info of that game, and it's like Ruin at, like, 80, and the next guy, like, 38, and you're just like, what? That's crazy.
I found it.
He's ridiculous.
I found where Sal freaks out.
You did? Oh my god, link it to me.
I put it in the Twitch chat. I'll link it to you on Steam.
All right.
How could you possibly do that while we're doing the show? Okay. DJC is a multi-talented nerd.
Awesome. I'll play that later. 1645. Oh my god. He knew what he was looking for. I'll tell you that.
I knew the only reason I remembered is because we were playing with Sunfragga and you put lobby with Sunfragga in the title, so it was easy.
Oh, okay.
Because he Googled Sunfragga and found it, looking for pics.
Twitch has its own search, actually.
That was good. Okay.
On other things.
We're on a little bit of a tangent here with regard to Sal raging at his computer.
It's good stuff.
So let's talk about SIVO.
Oh yeah, SIVO. So I didn't know they were going to come back to TF2, but
I think other people did. So you just
they knew. Well, I
attention.
mean, I don't know anything, Sal. It's my thing. The original competitive league in North America is back. I don't know what their plans are as far as they used to have 2 divisions, Open and
Main.
SIVO P. I think they should probably just do 1 big division because I don't see the top team.
Well, that's
playing.
what they've done this time around. They just said one division, SIVO Open for this season.
It's fun. I'll play in it.
So, DJC, did you play in the last time around? They tried to like restart it.
I didn't play in the very last iteration of SIVO, but I played in like seasons 2 and 3.
Well,
and
we met, Sal. We met.
Yeah.
DJC and I played each other in season 2 of SIVO Open. SIVO Free.
We bonded because we were both really bad.
His team,
really bad.
His team reported my team for cheating.
Oh.
Yeah, basically what had happened. We were playing Gravel Pit, and I had gotten a report. I was like, was there not a... Because here's what happened. Bloodslayer took a teleporter from spawn to B, instantly headshot our medic, dropping Uber and costing us his pushing, and I'm like, was there not a teleporter at C? And our line, one of the scouts was like, I didn't see one, and the other scout was like, I think it was Rufus at the time, and Rufus didn't speak, so he just kind of woofed into the mic. And I was like, well, I guess there wasn't a teleporter. And I was talking to him after, and they're like, well, there wasn't a teleporter. That round shouldn't count because Blood just literally won the round off the teleporter. So it's like, well, I guess if you guys want to do this, we'll do this. And I filed the ticket, and then they reviewed the demo, and there wasn't. And Cbear had to go ask Jamar, had to have the conversation with Jamar, who had really bad English and didn't speak very well. Yeah. So that conversation was a fun little.
I was a tourist walking down the streets of Singapore. Or something.
Jamar being the
admin.
Did
you build the teleporter? No, it was my other scout. Once I heard Jamar were my scouts, and Jamar was playing NG. And I was like, "Did you build the teleporter inside of the spawn?" And he was like, "Oh, But I mean, clearly we didn't cheat. We were just by far the better team. So when is SIVO going to start? Is it going to run in
January?
With
January 10th or January 8th, I believe, is the start date.
If I were them, and I'm not SIVO, I wouldn't want to have them during week 3 of ESCA. I guess you have to because it's going to be a multi-week season, so it's obviously going to overlap.
Yeah, well, there's only one match a week, so that helps because they know they're going to be.
It's free, right?
Yeah.
There's no premiums.
Yeah.
And they announced what the prize is going to be?
No, I don't think there's a prize. There is, however, a client, and there are official servers, so at least they've got that going.
Someone pasted to me SIVO's official statement, which was, at the moment we don't have prizes, but we're going to watch and evaluate the leagues and see if we have enough interest and blah 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 to have prizes. And basically, nobody who is a good team is going to play in SIVO because there won't be prizes. And it's going to be a 3rd match on top of 2 matches for ESCA. That was already the problem when SIVO was existing side by side with ESCA. Right. So it was like, well, ESCA has 2 matches. Playing a 3rd match kind of is awful, and nobody wants to do it.
Sal, you drink that beer, girl. Well, okay, my question is, why not play UGC 6s then? What's the point of this other?
Yeah, SIVO does have some kind of name recognition, but at the moment they're
there's a lot of teams signed up for it, and it's unlike EGC. It's got a client, and it's got more of its own servers. Yeah. I mean, that's a plus. I hope they do well. I remember that the last iteration of it, I think it was mainly being run by 007. He was a cool guy. He was a friend of mine, and he would try to get me STVs when he could. But since it was all being played, I think on individual team servers, he was having to hound them for STV, and they'd never give it to him. So as far as getting actual exposure for those matches, there just wasn't any. So I do hope that they can do a better job with the STVs, certainly, and better job with a lot of their stuff. Not that 007 necessarily did a bad job, but the organization just wasn't where it needed to be.
There were a lot of problems with the old SIVO. You couldn't get STVs. You couldn't even get scores, dude. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But you literally couldn't get scores. Matches would happen, huge matches, Pandemic versus Complexity would happen, and nobody would have seen it, and they didn't post a scoreboard screenshot, so you're just who the fuck won last night in this match? Like, can you just tell me? Can someone please tell me who won the biggest match of the season? And then
no, ESEA is kind of setting the standard here. It's like STVs everywhere.
Well, there's a specific thing that like really taints TF2's reputation or SIVO's reputation with TF2 is when SIVO was thriving right before ESEA came in. Glue from Pandemic was the main TF2 admin for SIVO, and he was corrupt on a level like that you would see if you were playing a cartoon video game and you were trying to be the most tyrannical ruler you could be, and you were like throwing your own villagers to the lions. Like, there were matches where his team would play people and they would be like, yo, we need a ringer, and he would just be like, nope. And then he would find out, oh, we, Pandemic, need a ringer? We're just going to force allow it, and if you say anything, you're going to get a default loss. That happened several times, and he actually gave people default losses. He denied ringers. He force gave himself ringers. He, like, did many things. Many, many, many awful things, and that really soured pretty much everything between TiVo and TF2 and SIVO.
Well, obviously, you know, rebranding effort. They're calling this Season 1. So
really, they're not even gonna. Wow.
They're calling it Season 1. But this is the new SIVO. So I wish them the best of luck. I hope it goes well. It looks like they're really making an effort to reach out to the community, at Team Fortress TV, and everything else. I do hope they do well.
It's good to have any league, anything during 6v6 TF2. It's good. Again, I don't think we should say it's not worth it because the top teams aren't playing. Sal will cast it. So there you go. But I just don't know how big of a deal it is to the big top invite players. I don't think they care at all about it. So, but that doesn't matter that much. I'm just, you know. But anyway, we should move on. We should announce before we bring the nerds in. Hello, nerds. That we know what our first cast is going to be. Do you want to know, Sal? Do you want to know?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, of course, when you guys heard the ESEA Orange stream was going to kick off this week, you were thinking definitely the first ever ESEA Orange regular season match would absolutely have to have Arc in it. And so we heard your cries, and we were like, yes, we're going to have Arc. So what it's going to be is Laser Beams versus Zensity on Process Thursday at 10 Central. We wanted to bring you Tyrone's team versus Banny's team for obvious reasons. But they can't possibly do that Thursday match.
When are they playing?
I don't know yet. When we will probably cast it on the Team Fortress TV stream. But until then, on Thursday for the first episode, you get to see Arc and Zensity versus the ragey weird Laser Beams team.
One second. There was a misstatement by Bear. It's not going to be on ESEA Orange. It's going to be on twitch.tv/ESEA. Just the ESEA mainstream. That's the deal. Every Thursday is on the ESEA mainstream. And then we will definitely do Don't Stand versus Don't Trip on the TFTV stream as soon as we know when that is. That will be... I think both of those are probably going to be me and Cbear, but I'm sure if Sal's available and one of us isn't, he'll hop in, or Sal just shaking his webcam in anger right there.
I was trying to get my face in the shot. Sorry.
Sal is
drunk. I absolutely would love to cast with you guys, as you know.
We'll fill out the application. We'll take a look at it. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have our people call your people, Sal.
You need a headshot and a bio and a Twitter that has ESEA.
I never got... So should I actually give you guys this? Because if you want me to be backup, I can do that. But
I think they just want me, Bear, and Lang to be on the ESEA TV staff page.
I'm going to fill out mine with all of your information, though, so get ready for that call.
I'll just put Sal's picture in my headshot.
That's cool.
So that's going to be fun. And then Invite starts next week. I'm not sure. It didn't seem like there were a lot of big matches.
So you say Invite starts next week, but is that this Thursday, tomorrow, that's going to be Zensity Laser Beams? That's next Thursday.
That's next
Negative Sal, it's next Thursday. The way it worked for some odd reason, I don't think ESA has ever done this, but they started intermediate and open, I guess, a week early. Some teams had to play one match this week.
Yeah, this is apparently like a thing that happens whenever divisions have an odd number of teams, and IM this season has 21. It happened last season in Open or IM or something. Okay. It's apparently just a regular deal. Some teams have to play an early match, and then they lose like a gravel pit week match or something. My team had to play one, and I hope to God we lose a gravel pit, because, God, don't want to play gravel pits.
I like casting gravel pit.
Me too. Yeah. A lot. It's really fun.
Mile, you guys can't see him on the stream, but he's shaking his head. He's like, no gravel pit.
He's got his roommate in the headlock out right now, upset of anger. Well, let's bring them in, Sal.
Let's do it. Let's do
They've
it.
been waiting long enough, and we're going to get to invite anyway, so they can be a part of this
Yeah, we are going to be
conversation.
talking ESEA invite. And
How
what
much
it's
you want to
gonna
bet
be
Kapow isn't here, by the way? We can't see him. I know Mile High's there. I can see him, but...
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, he's here. Oh, Kapow.
All right.
All right.
So let's introduce them then. I guess we'll start here with, let me look at the actual thing. All right, so below Sal is Mile High Militia, who is the pocket soldier now. Used to be the roaming soldier for Vector Gaming. He's also the former cameraman for me and our AXTV streams.
Yeah, he's done XTV.
Yep, he's the man, and he is got some background noise that's kind of funky.
Or maybe is it him or is it the egg?
I think that's Kapow.
Could be Kapow.
Is it? Let me mute.
Okay, but we want you to
No,
unmute.
it may be
No,
Miles.
no, it's not me. I don't know.
No, it's
maybe
Miles.
I don't hear it. It must be me.
Whatever. Whatever.
Okay, well that's a terrible introduction, but whatever. We'll just introduce
Yeah,
him.
it's fantastic.
This
We
is this
just-
great guy, and his background noise sucks. No,
He's his best
Mile High Militia.
cameraman we've ever had, but this is all you can hear out of his mic.
Well, he's on a different computer than I think he normally uses for his camera. So whatever.
in the laptop. But Mile High, how's it going, man? Hello.
It's going good.
Thank you for joining us. And then next to him on the corner side, I didn't even see him when I first looked. I was like, "Where's Kapow?" I see two boys kissing. Where's the Kapow? He is a scout. Was demo last season for
That's so rando.
yeah, 2 seasons ago. Sorry, and then scouted last season. I think you're continuing to scout an invite, which is a pretty hard ask. And
It's
you played-
hard, dude.
Yeah, I can't scout at all. Like I can soldier, and that's about it.
Kapow
Okay.
gets the benefit of he warps more than anyone in this game, so
Canadian internet at its best.
unhittable.
Is that why they temporarily named the team Wow Wow Kapow? Is it because of the warping, or is it 'cause something else?
That was because Chimp randomly had power over our roster when we didn't know.
Okay.
And then he just started changing our name.
I'm doing that to my team this season because
Nice.
all of my team hates it, and I'm making us play as the Randall Besserman 6 in honor of Blackie Monster
and me.
and C.
It's okay.
Fuck Cbear.
Are you both named Randall Besserman?
No, it doesn't matter at all. I'll just do it briefly. My first ever team was named Randall Besserman and the Randall Besserman 6. In fact, the team that played when we had the Sivo Gravel Pit story, that was our name.
Okay.
That's Blackie Monster's name. We just used his picture. It was really odd. It was 5 years ago. It's all moved on, except for DJC, who wants to troll his team.
You're the one who brought this up, Cbear, so...
But yeah, you're right. But you are... AG is back also, so Nahani and AG. I didn't realize they were coming back, but you guys got the sponsorship, so that's really
Got
cool.
it.
So you guys are playing as Apocalypse Gaming and Invite, so that's good news.
Sweet. And of course,
You guys,
Vector
won, you guys
Gaming
actually
with-
won IM last year, right? Mile High
Right.
and Vector, they won the vote or whatever to get in, and you guys won Intermediate.
Correct.
Okay, and you guys, who did you beat in that? I forget.
Down to pound, wasn't it?
Zen City, right? They beat Zen
Density.
City.
We
Yeah.
beat Density.
So they had to promote. Was it they promoted the top 2 teams from Intermediate, and so it was y'all and Zen City.
Right.
So now are you? You've had a roster change, right? So at least from Vector anyway. Well, maybe not from Kapow. Kapow, do you guys have any roster changes?
We lost our Brazilian friend Power.
Yes.
So we ended up picking up Squid. And then we lost Frio. So we're swapping Boinkin for that.
Okay.
I've heard that Boink is a monster at Roamer, by the way. I've never seen this guy play, Sal, but I heard that he's like really good. So, you confirm that, or am I heard wrong?
Last time I really saw him play was back on like 10 points to Gryffindor, I think. DJC, stop looking up porn.
Thank God.
It's my water bottle. That wasn't me typing, though.
Okay, whoever was typing should. That wasn't me. Hands.
Oh,
The skeleton hand, Sal.
There was some scrim that AG had with laser beams like 2 weeks ago where Rando and Boink had like 148 frags combined, just destroying beams. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so that I guess brings us into some questioning then, because first off, Mile, I guess for Vector, do you guys expect to win some games this season? How do you think you're going to do?
I wouldn't say that we expect to win any, but I think we have the potential to win some, and we can definitely have some fun games and have a good time.
Okay, is there some discussion about your team's goals this season? Are you just trying to like get better as a team, or are you trying to like get to LAN, or is there any sort of like idea there?
There's definitely no expectations from anyone. We all came in with the thought that we're just gonna go have some fun and learn some stuff on the way, and it's gonna go how it's gonna go.
A lot of teams that make the jump from intermediate to invite, almost pretty much all of them with a few exceptions. I'm trying to think of your roster, right? So we can go through both teams that we have on here, AG and Vector. But for you guys, you've been kind of a team that I've followed for a while. You were in intermediate for, I think,